This conference will now be recorded.
Brian will screw that up.
No, you took
Yeah.
half my report.
There's a review at. I just want it by 6:30, which is never. 6:30. Yeah,
We got that recorded?
Yep, Pat turned it on for us.
I gotta wait till 6 o'clock.
Well, my clock says.
It says 5:59, don't it? Can we start it?
Can stand and get ready.
I'm gonna call this meeting in order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I believe we do not have any amendments, so I just need the approval of the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. Review the minutes from our council meeting on January 4th.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. Review the minutes from December 6th, North Zumbro Sanitary District Joint Powers.
Yeah, that's just information.
Okay.
We're gonna start including those in all the packets.
Do we need, we don't need a motion.
No
then,
motion, no,
okay.
that's just
Okay.
purely information, and it's a month behind because I only put the ones that have been approved by the sanitary district, and of course, they're always a month behind because you have to approve it the next month.
Perfect. Accounts payable, Mr. Prigi.
I just wanted to highlight a couple of them, a couple of larger ones. 79,819 for the 2021 A bond for $161,647.50. 79,826 for new meters, $137,616.35. Workers' comp, which was number 79,851 for $47,341. And then annual dues to the Zumbrota ambulance for 79,875 was the number for a total of 55,890. So I guess I would make a motion to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $513,049.62.
Second.
I just have one quick question for Mike. On them meters, how many meters is that actually that we bought roughly for that 137,000?
I was gonna say the same thing. I don't
I
remember.
mean, is it like 1,200? I can't remember what we talked.
They were coming in shipments. We got shipments today again on meters, so I'd have to,
Okay, is that enough for the whole city then? Or close?
Well, I think we still got a couple more shipments.
Okay.
But we're getting them in bigger shipments than we thought we would get, so we're taking them as
Okay,
they're available.
perfect. So we have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. Thanks, Bob. We'll open the public comments portions. Individuals may address the city council about any items of concern. Speakers must state their name and limit the remarks to 5 minutes. I will close the public comment portion and we will jump down to 9A. Resolution 2024-03, the Scott King approval of a variance. Mr. Kurt.
So on January 9th, variance, or excuse me,
James.
For variance for rear yard setback for house addition. That addition is adding 20 feet 6 inches long by 48 inches wide, feet wide, which is the same width as the house. This would leave 23 feet from the new building to the rear line. This new addition would encroach into a setback by 2 feet. Stemming from the various meetings and public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommends granting a variance to Mr. King by a vote of 6-0-0. And you can see where he lives on the map provided.
There's also a resolution of findings in there, so I suppose a resolution we usually do with a roll call, don't we?
Yeah. Any questions for Kurt?
I guess the only question I had is when it talks about applicable law, says practical difficulties. And it states back in there that there isn't a practical difficulty because of the size of the lot or the shape of the lot. But they want to put a 20-foot 6-inch addition on. But they could shorten that to 18 feet or 19 feet 6 inches, and there's no practical difficulties. I'm just thinking of the terming of it. It just seems odd.
Seems like you could make the
There's not a
addition
practical
shorter.
difficulty.
Okay.
And I know that is the rear setback, but that rear setback also goes to a side lot of the next lot next to it.
Mhm.
So I'm just, I don't know why I'm just throwing it out there.
Sure. Would you like me to remove practical difficulty from the resolution?
No.
Well, then you go back and change that from applicable law. But
Is it because the lot is at an angle on the back space that's where that comes in? If we did an average across that whole thing, he's gonna be 30-some feet yet across the bottom, so.
it is, and I, not that it's a big issue for me, I just don't understand when they say applicable law or practical difficulties, they could make it fit the lot if they had to. But
Yeah, they could, it's a balancing act, you know, at what point are you compromising the size of the addition and accommodating them because of the angular lot line, so those are all the factors that have to be taken into account.
Yeah, there was discussion, the planning commission discussed that part of it, or all these parts of it, and decided that they were in favor of granting the variance.
We had a public hearing on that too, didn't we?
Yep.
Planning and zoning, was there anybody there?
Nope, so letters would have went out to the neighbors on that.
I remember, is that not, he owns that second lot as
He
well,
does.
right? So the lot that he's encroaching on is currently his own
Correct.
property.
Does he have plans on building that or selling that, or he just bought it just to have a bigger yard?
He's going to. You mean the lot of?
The vacant lot?
Yeah, I'm not sure what his plans are with that.
No plans to sell it that we know of at this time. Kind of backs up towards 52 back there.
52 run this way?
Yes.
More this way?
Yep. Yeah, I drove by last night, there's a bunch of space up there, because it's 2 lots.
So it's just gonna go in 2 feet and it's still got 23 feet.
Yeah, it's 3 feet till the
Okay.
lot line ends.
I
Well,
don't-
excuse me.
there's an issue with it, I just don't
22
like how it's stated with the practical difficulty when it's homeowner's choice.
That's in the statute, so we have to apply it. You have to make a finding of practical difficulty, otherwise you can't grant the variance.
Practical difficulties, they want the 20-foot. So that's why they're saying it that way. Yeah, I think it's appropriate, especially with the consideration of the lot angle and. I'll make a motion then to approve the variance as worded there.
I'll
A
second that.
resolution 2024-03.
That's one.
I'll second that.
Any further discussions? We'll do roll call. Sarah?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Joan, sorry.
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Aye, passes 500. Thanks, Kurt. Let's jump to 9B, Resolution 2024-04, Nielsen's Food Approval of Variance. Curtis?
Yeah, back at it. We had January 9th. We also had a public hearing for this variance for a drive-up window, which will be a future Caribou Coffee. Does this allow a drive-up window at Nielsen's grocery store, which is part of a C1. So the reason why we had a variance, this is C1A, and the rest of downtown is C1, considered C1. And there wasn't anything in the ordinances for drive-up or drive-through windows on C1A. So that's the reason why we had it. And this ordinance does not specify where the drive-up window is supposed to go. The commission consulted comprehensive plan of the city of Zumbrota. The growth of downtown is very important to the city, and deviation of the current C1A ordinance is important to the future of Zumbrota. This would allow a drive-up window at the grocery store. It does not address the location of the window, which stated earlier. Nielsen's Grocery is working with Goodhue County for the location. Stemming from this public hearing and the meetings we had, we passed this variance with the Planning Commission with a vote of 6-0-0.
Again, was there anybody for it or against it at the public hearing?
There was nobody there besides public.
And again, all the letters went, a lot of letters went out on that one.
Anybody who lives within 350 feet of Nielsen's, which turns out there's quite a few.
But you have to do the apartment complex?
No, I did not.
No, I think just part of it is just because we don't have any type of ordinance on drive-through windows. So I think that's where it becomes a little bit more.
There's some in C2, commercial
C2,
2
there's a little
district,
bit in there, yeah.
but nothing on
C1 there's
C1A.
And it's a commercial fringe, it makes sense to have a drive-through in a commercial fringe, it's a commercial area.
And this is just allowing for them to have it, still bearing on what the county says.
Yes, and that's noted in the conclusions of law there too. Subject to county approval, yep.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-04.
Second. You can have it.
Any further discussions? We'll do roll call. Sarah?
Aye.
Bob? Joan?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Aye, passes 500. Thanks, Curtis. New park board member, Mike.
Just need the council approval for new park board member based on the recommendations of the park board. Aaron Richmond would be replacing Fred Rash as the outgoing park board member.
Aaron's been on there before.
He has been, he'll be great.
Yeah.
And very conscientious.
Yes.
Who's the new chair now, Mike? Just,
They haven't,
Okay.
until Aaron gets on board, they won't be set.
okay. I knew there was talk, we had talked about it and we didn't know who it was. Okay. Just need a motion to approve the new park board.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 500. Thanks, Mike. New library board member. Jay?
Yeah, similar to the park board, we had a member who had served full 3 terms of 3 years each for a total of 9 years. So her term ended on December 31st. Normally, we'd have a person in place who had the January appointments that you make, but we'd had no interest until last week, which we received one application. Library board would recommend an approval of Dorothy Witter to serve on the library board.
I'll make that motion. Approve Dorothy Witter.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 500. Thanks, James. Reports, Mr. Grudem.
Yes, 9th Street reconstruction is still there. We've got a meeting with one of the landowners on Monday, and we're hoping to proceed with kind of a modified plan that we'll bring to you shortly after that. It'll still involve some assessments, but there's some dynamics that we need to iron out there, and then we'll bring it back to the council. Just want to let you know it's not gone. It's still there. Just a lot of things to work through. And then the cloud migration, the server is decommissioned. It's still there. We haven't chopped it up yet. We'll wait for a little while. But it's decommissioned and offline, and we are all up on the cloud now. we had some difficulties. There were some things that had to iron out. Some things still keep popping up here and there, but Marco has been helping us through those. So we're hoping to close the project out, real soon. We had some things today we thought were the migration, but it really wasn't migration. It was something else. And so anyway, we're glad to be in. Remote working now is just seamless, at least for the things that I use it for. Kim's still testing the sophisticated programs that she uses for billing or the finances and stuff like that. But I can pop open the laptop at home and it's just like I'm sitting at work. Access to all the files. I can do everything I do here, there, pretty much. So it's good. That's it.
Perfect. Chief,
Nothing tonight.
Matt, James, Curtis?
Just a heads up on EDA, the election of the officers last night at our meeting. President of EDA is Lindsay Rash, Terry Johnson's vice president, and Brian Haugen is treasurer.
Perfect, thank you. Kim?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Mike? No. I have 3 quick things. We had our second code meeting on Tuesday. I thought we had a lot of good discussion. The chief actually kind of ran that and had some great ideas and kind of helped some of the residents. We're working on the parking ordinance. So that was a good thing. I think we've still got a little game plan where we want to go, so more information with that. We had our fire board on Tuesday evening after the code. We're doing some cleanup of the agreement, but we'll bring the final agreement to the townships and the city hall to get that signed and done. And then last night, Brian and I were asked to be part of the Zumbrota School District strategic planning. So we sat in that for 2.5 hours we were there. It went well. So we got 2 more meetings and then they'll put something together, so.
Yeah, there were some real good comments about the city and school collaboration. And I was able to talk to Superintendent Barnick a little bit this morning. We were talking about the Mill Street project, but some collaborative ideas are already coming up. So the strategic planning is really starting off well.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because we had 40 people there?
42 or something.
Yeah, and there was, they had students there, which was great, some seniors with their input, business owners and residents and teachers. So it was kind of interesting to get their views and their ideas. So it was actually very interesting, very well put together. So we'll wait till the next one, I think is February 13th.
Yep.
Sarah? Bob? Joan? Kevin?
Nothing tonight.
Meeting adjourned. That was 5 minutes long.
Back. It's a record.